Narcissists always betray you in the end. 6 signs a narcissist is cheating on you behind your back. It's nearly impossible to find out what a narcissist is doing behind your back, but they're chronic cheaters. They give off hints, but not in a way that screams, something is wrong here. They'll make you believe you're insane, making it up, or worst of all, cheating on you by destroying or altering any evidence to the contrary. How then can you tell if a narcissist is unfaithful to you? Let's take this episode to study these indicators. Welcome, everyone. I'm going to tell you 6 telltale signs that your narcissist may be cheating on you, and we'll go over them in this episode. If that piques your interest, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell button to keep up to date on everything that happens and the newest updates to this channel. At the beginning of their relationship, they express their strong disapproval of dishonesty and blatant deception. The implication is that they are the polar opposite of what they claim to be. Lots of what they say centers on how much they despise liars. Their ex-partner's infidelity is a common topic of conversation. You feel obligated to help them if you paint yourself as the hero and they as the victim. Then they go on and on about it, leading you to conclude, no, this person is very loyal. No way they would do such an act. They are already plotting ways to manipulate you into giving in to their desires so that they can cheat on you later. In other words, they want you to believe that this person is incapable of making such a decision. Due to their lack of interest, they will never take that road. That's not what their faith teaches them. That's not how they are, and saying so insults their character. They are far too morally upstanding to ever do something so wrong. You may not realize it, but they are actually preparing you for the same thing. You can't keep thinking the same way after encountering them. Suppose you later find out something you can prove about them. In that case, they will obviously deny it because the premise has already been set. Since I am not a cheater, I stayed with you. If I were a liar, I wouldn't be liked, so I wouldn't be won. So, what does this lead to exactly? What you're saying isn't true. It's all in your head, or you're cheating on me at the moment and putting the blame on me so you can get away with it. Secondly, they are notorious for last-minute plan changes, disappearing for days at a time, and rarely making contact. When a narcissistic partner is unfaithful, they will often start seeing someone else. If they aren't loyal to you, they may hire an escort or be with someone else and do all the things they know they shouldn't, like having sex, going out, and treating them like their partner, the only one. Unfortunately, such fidelity no longer exists. You are effectively non-existent in this state of affairs, and everything is done in conjunction with them. A narcissist makes for an excellent prey, but a terrible host. They make do with whatever resources they have at hand. When it's no longer convenient, they stop thinking about it. Narcissists don't care or even remember you. They don't consider the potential consequences of this person finding out about my actions. We can only imagine their reaction. What kind of pain could they possibly feel if they discovered I was cheating on them? All of that is completely irrelevant to them. They have no interest in the topic whatsoever. This is the present moment where everything is occurring. They're in it for the work. They love what they do, and they couldn't care less about you. From this, you probably don't hear from them for a few days, but then you get a call, or they show back up, and you find out that they were in an accident, or that something terrible happened to them, and that's why they had to cut you off. They turned that empathy into an instrument of deception, using it to shield themselves from blame while enjoying the fruits of others' goodwill. Third, they tend to disregard their sexual health and deny experiencing any issues. However, you continue to contract STIs and STDs due to their dishonest behavior. You see a doctor because you're not feeling well, and the doctor diagnoses you with sexually transmitted diseases. However, whenever you bring it up in conversation, they immediately change the subject, claiming that you cheated on them because they were so loyal to you. Consequently, you contract an STD, leading you to question your sanity and shame. This is because they will try to use the fact that you have a sexually transmitted infection, STI, to make you feel guilty about cheating on them, even though you know you're not. All along, you've put this person's needs before your own. You've been nothing but loyal to your spouse. You can thank them for the fact that you haven't broken the rules. However, they flipped the script and made you believe that you were to blame for this in the marriage because of your lack of loyalty. If you haven't already, I recommend checking out DARVO, an acronym for Deny, Attack, and Reverse Victim and Offender. Swapping the positions of the wrongdoer and the victim. This is what they do. They mimic your actions and then accuse you of engaging in the same behavior when in reality, they are the ones engaging in it. They'll play the victim card and point the finger at you. What you're about to hear is insane and will drive you completely bonkers. What happened to you? Feel free to share your experience with this in the comments section to help others. Number 4, they might alter their sexual behavior. The narcissist may want more sex. Furthermore, there might be alternative sexual postures to explore and practice. After all, preparation for the arrival of fresh supply is essential. The inverse could also be true. They have no interest in trying anything new sexually. They may begin withholding information permanently. They might want to experiment with new positions or increase their sexual activity. Before this, however, it was nothing. As soon as they stopped providing it, they began acting differently. Then you begin to seriously question everything. Is this a sign of their affection? They have come to terms with the reality of their partnership and understand the importance of paying attention. Or is there something else happening that you can't see? They bait you with a false promise of information to keep you from investigating further. They bombing you so frequently makes you think they finally figured out who you are and everything's fine. You develop a stronger connection to them after a traumatic experience, and you may even begin to believe that they have altered their personality as a result. In reality, you're just helping them get used to their new sexual positions so they can use it on another supply. If they want to impress this person, they need to increase their sexual activity. So that they can win their hearts, they plan to be charming and offer them an exciting sexual experience they've never had before. You can't miss the point if you don't understand this. And after a certain number of repetitions, they learn to hold it in. And that's when the questions about what just happened to begin. Is there a mistake I made? Did I do something out of the ordinary? In other words, what's going on here? And what do you expect to happen if you approach them and try to have a conversation? The narcissist has blamed you for this, apparently. You've lost your sexual appeal, so they say. There has been some sort of physical transformation on your part, and that's exactly what's transpired. I gave up on you because of these problems. When in reality, they couldn't care less about you and are completely smitten with this other person. Since they only needed you for one purpose, objectification occurred. Now that they're done with you, they abandon you as useless. Number 5. They might alter their personal hygiene routine. They begin to take much better care of themselves than before, become fixated on their appearance, and pretend to be much younger than they actually are. There's nothing wrong, of course, with grooming and caring for one's appearance. This, however, causes the narcissist to become excessively concerned with their physical appearance, including their weight, physical characteristics, and how others perceive them. They appear to be constantly preoccupied with their appearance, as evidenced by their preoccupation with looking at themselves in a mirror. They need to have perfect hair, weight, lips, a well-lifted face, and no wrinkles or other signs of aging. This is completely insane. It reminds me of body dysmorphia. Like a switch is flipped, and they become this person suffering from body dysmorphia. For the sole purpose of winning this person over, narcissists keep meticulous food diaries and measure every gram of fat and gram of protein they consume. This trait already exists if a person is a somatic or sexual narcissist. They would have to deal with it because it is part of their history, but it is only getting worse. It seems that their sole motivation for going crazy with that look is to make a potential romantic interest swoon over their charm or good looks. The other thing is that they have an inflated sense of their own youth, which is both hilarious and insane. They look like they're in their 20s, even though they're well into their 50s. This is strange, weird, and not okay just because it's funny. For instance, you can't possibly be in your 20s if you look like you're in your 50s. They refuse to accept life and the aging process because doing so would force them to acknowledge their diminishing physical and mental abilities and lack of charisma. For some reason, narcissists have convinced themselves that they are much younger than they actually are. However, no matter what they try, it never materializes. It's still a pattern, even if they resort to plastic surgery, facelifts, and other drastic measures. Did you experience this? Did your narcissistic partner display this behavior? Do you fall into this category? If so, please share your experience with us below. And sixth, they claim their exes' spouses are jealous and spreading rumors of cheating to get back at them. They have no chance of rebutting your claims when you have them in your sights with undeniable evidence. That's a fact that they can't possibly deny, as it is too obvious and compelling. They did a twist once more, though. A narcissist might say, well, it was my ex. This nutjob of an ex-boyfriend just wouldn't leave me alone. Not only that, but she has edited these pictures while I haven't. This is not someone I've ever dated. Incomprehensible to me. The truth of the matter is that they made it up. They start crying to make you feel sorry for them, entering the victimhood cycle, saying something like, I'm a horrible human being. No one likes me, and everyone wants to cause trouble for me. I'm trapped, and there's nowhere to go. I don't know how to get away or where to hide. They act irrationally in order to hide from the wrongdoing they've committed and the consequences they deserve. And if you're a softie, you might be taken in once or twice. You may have been fooled at first, but in the end, you'll see the truth for what it is. If you're like me, you've probably thought, well, maybe they didn't do anything. Perhaps their ex is making up all of these allegations and conspiracies against them. Perhaps they are not as terrible as they first appear. It could be fabricated. And so, you gaslight yourself in retaliation for the gaslighting you received from the other party. Narcissists make you doubt your own senses and convince you that these tales are fiction. This is just more hate speech from the haters, because in the minds of narcissists, everyone is out to get them. Narcissists fear that everyone they meet will try to hurt them, but the reality is that they are the ones who are always trying to hurt others. In conclusion, these are the most obvious signs of narcissists cheating on you. What to look out for and the strategies employed by a disloyal narcissist. Just let me know if you found this episode to be engaging or not. Leave a like, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video. Take care of yourself until then, and have a nice day. If you keep refusing the narcissist demands, here's what they'll do to break you. Thank you for joining us for today's episode, in which we'll be discussing narcissist tricks and manipulation strategies. I'll discuss 3 ways narcissists try to discredit us. They utilize the power of love and kindness to subdue and rule their victims, because narcissists enter our lives with the single intention of stealing everything away from us, and they don't hesitate to destroy anything in their path. When you're in the company of a narcissist, you will gradually start to feel worse and worse. This is due to the fact that the narcissist is an emotional black hole, and because of this, being in close proximity to them causes you to be drawn in and crushed. It is not necessary to look for certain words, dilated pupils, or characteristics listed in the DSM-5. The most reliable indicator that you are engaging with a narcissist is the sensation that unhappiness is steadily seeping deep into your core. They're always on the lookout for their target whenever they want something. Those who crave wealth, power, and influence will go to any lengths to get their hands on it. To gain our trust, they present themselves as the good guys or sometimes victims before slowly but steadily betraying our trust. Their only goal is to keep us terrified and submissive to their demand. They will go to any lengths to get us to give into whatever it is that they want. Narcissists always strive to be at the top of the social heap, even among their closest friends. As a result, whether in the context of a family, a job, or a social group, narcissists seek to be noticed or appreciated in a way that sets them apart from others. Those who are in a group tend to look about to see who has the greatest clout, and they make it a point to get to know those individuals. While they're in a relationship with you, they may try and imitate your best features and pretend that their values are the same as yours. However, the narcissist isn't interested in competing with you on an even playing field. It is their major objective to either steal or usurp someone's authority, status, or influence. Narcissists, as I mentioned before, prey on both the powerful and the powerless. Those who have never had any experience or knowledge of being in an abusive relationship are more likely to fall first. In other words, the narcissist's gaze falls on everyone. Once they've gotten access, their goal remains the same. They'll get to work devising ways to bring you to their definition of justice. If they can, they'll go on the attack and do whatever it takes to get rid of you. These events could occur in any order, or even simultaneously, but one thing for sure is that they will happen. The narcissist will do whatever it takes to gain as much control as possible. One of the first things a narcissist will look for when targeting you is your network of relationships. Self-centered narcissists may wreck whatever relationship they get their hands on, whether it's a friendship or a familial tie. It is their goal to position themselves as the ones you can rely on by building a case against anyone you consider a friend or family member. It is a form of social exclusion to sow seeds of suspicion among those who are perceived to be too close to you. To the narcissist, it is best if everyone is on their side. So, when a narcissist takes advantage of you, you have no one to turn to for help since they demand exclusive access to you. Your self-worth is the narcissist's second attack on you. Every action you take would be scrutinized and judged harshly by them. A narcissist's ability to move from building your self-esteem to tearing it down after the complete opposite has occurred is always a surprise. Because they have the ability to do so and are incredibly effective at it, this suggests that the criticisms and devaluations they express must also have some validity if they abruptly shift their conduct and do the opposite. Your actions and look would be scrutinized in addition to your speech. Ultimately, you're left wondering if what you're experiencing is real. If they want to throw doubt on your sanity and ability, they'll convince you to believe things that aren't true. They will stare at you in a humiliating or disrespectful manner. It's not difficult for them to become furious or annoyed with you. Instead of elevating you, they'll try all in their power to bring you down. They won't be interested in hearing what you have to say. You'll gradually come to doubt your own worth, beauty, and intelligence due to this treatment. As a last resort, the narcissist will only attack your mental health as soon as you've been in their presence. They've slammed you for discounting yourself, sabotaging relationships, and making people regard you differently. They've been concentrating on this. There is a lot of physical and emotional strain in these activities. Narcissists also create an environment that is both toxic and unpleasant for you. To put it another way, the narcissist might be sweet one day and enraged, dejected, and completely silent the next. In other cases, they may cease talking to you, or they may simply ignore you. They went from being an angel to a devil in a matter of hours, without any apparent rhyme or reason behind their decision. They change from a happy to a depressing condition in an instant. It can be difficult and mentally taxing to avoid insulting the narcissist while also avoiding making trouble with them. The things narcissists do have little bearing on the lives of others. If anything, they do it on purpose in order to put our minds to the test. If this plays out for long, your mental clarity can be harmed by a high level of stress, and mental stress can have an impact on your physical well-being. Stress can affect your reasoning and decision-making abilities, making you more susceptible to being deceived. It's all part of the narcissist's plan to weaken and dominate you, so don't worry. It's a fight for your mind, not your body. The narcissist is curious as to what you have to say. When you're psychologically broken, you'll be completely under their command. In addition, none of this is feasible unless you have complete faith in the narcissist. They did all this to try and win us over, and it turns out that this is exactly why they did it. Their efforts are devoted to convincing us that they are the answer to our prayers or that they are decent individuals in the actual world who can be trusted. As soon as they have us, they plan to do us harm by tricking us into believing in a false image. Your attention is desperately needed by narcissists. They're curious as to how you're feeling. As a result, I will never recommend that you compromise with them. The narcissist will never be satisfied, no matter how much you offer. For them, the sacrifices that have been made in their name are not worth the effort. In their selfishness, they'll continue to spread stories and false information about you to the public. If you come into contact with someone who has a poisonous personality, it's best to stay a safe distance. It's preferable if they have no prior knowledge of your existence. Introducing this person to anyone crucial in your life, whether it be close friends or family members, is completely out of the question. The narcissist's closest friends and family members should also be on your radar. We need to put forth more effort to ensure our own and others' well-being. A narcissist will target your connections, self-esteem, and confidence in order to break you. I hope you found this information to be helpful. As a thank you, I appreciate your time spent watching and, more importantly, listening to what I had to say. In the comments section below, please feel free to share your opinions and experiences if you have any. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell to ensure you don't miss any future videos. Sincerely, thanks. When a narcissist does things to destroy your happiness, this is how they justify themselves. Everyone, welcome. I'd want to thank you for watching this video and for your interest in my work. I'm hoping you'll help me out by sharing this video with your friends and family so that this channel can grow and reach more people like you. In addition, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell to receive alerts whenever a new video is posted. To put it bluntly, a narcissist is a cruel person who takes pleasure in inflicting pain on others. Narcissists are supplied by the approval and adulation of others. They derive their narcissistic supply or reinforcement from other people, and that supply can come in the form of a favorable or negative response to their narcissistic acts. Thus, the narcissist's ego is fed by the narcissist's recipient's praise, affection, attention, adulation, rage, frustration, or pain. Narcissists' negative feelings are triggered when they hear the statement that they haven't done anything useful. Consequently, they are now afraid that your achievement may allow you to sneak out from under their sorry asses and take what is supposedly theirs, although it's essentially yours. You may count on them to say things like, "Your luck was merely a coincidence," or "I pray you to lose it all." Disparaging language reveals nothing about the narcissist's character other than their envy and the fact that they haven't outgrown their baby-like behavior while having physically matured. You can tell a narcissist by their envy, their phoniness and deceit, their self-destructive behavior, and their bitterness, among other bad traits. Your hard work and achievements will be disregarded as nothing more than a stroke of luck. No matter what kind of reaction they get from you, the fact that they got one at all indicates that they have achieved their goal. It means they have a starting point to start messing with your life. Though narcissists need their resources and energy to achieve that, it doesn't matter. They are more interested in gaining more power and then use their position of power to bully and control those around them. Also, there is a more efficient way they can accomplish this goal without getting their hands dirty or inviting direct accusations of wrongdoing. What exactly do you think they will do? The topic of today's video is the abusive behavior of narcissists toward the individuals they exploit. There are instances when the narcissist needs to exact revenge on a supply source for something bad they did. Considering how easily offended narcissists are, this could be about anything. As an example, if your tone of voice is unappealing, they may become disinterested in further conversation with you. They sent you a follow-up text message because you didn't answer the first one. Or, if you just refuse to comply with their demands, they will explode with narcissistic wrath. Depending on their mood, a narcissist can find almost any fault in anyone. You'll feel like you have to take preventative measures every time an issue develops because the narcissist will inevitably lash out at you. The fact that you're still a living, breathing human being is probably enough to send them over the edge. In cases where the narcissist is not yet ready to let go of their supply, emotional starvation is the primary tactic of choice. Narcissists frequently use the silent treatment, in which they avoid you and don't engage with you in any way. You may have to wait a while before you can actually speak to them. Narcissists view it as torturous because that is how it is perceived by them. They assume you will experience excruciating pain, just as how they feel annoyed because of you. One of the stated purposes of the narcissist's torment is to validate their power and control over their supply. In each of these cases, the narcissist is gambling that his victim will give in to his desperation and do whatever it takes to get him back. A narcissist's torture tactic is most effective while the victim is completely alone. The narcissist is the only one the victim ever thinks about and talks to. Since the narcissist is determined to keep up the silent treatment for as long as it takes, the victim will do whatever it takes to avoid being abandoned by the narcissist, no matter how harsh the conditions become. It's normal for narcissists to be tense and quiet with one victim while laughing and joking with another because they have so many victims to choose from. To get what they want from you, Narcissists will utilize whatever supply they can get their hands on once they have you emotionally isolated and unable to confide in anybody. Narcissists get pleasure from seeing you suffer in silence, whether it's through feelings of discomfort, resentment, confusion, despair, or anger. This allows them to leave you emotionally drained for an indefinite period of time. They're essentially doing the impossible by combining two tasks into one. They're giving themselves a narcissistic supply and punishing you for reacting to their inaction. When we stand up to narcissists and refuse to accept or let their actions impact us, they become infuriated. To ignore the narcissist is to send the message that they are not as important as we give them credit for being. If a narcissist were in the position of the person they are punishing, they would find the treatment intolerable. When a tactic, like emotionally starving someone, doesn't work, the narcissist is left bewildered and frustrated. The narcissist is led to believe you are stronger than what they perceive you are. Once we realize we're dealing with a narcissist, we need to cut off all emotional ties so that the narcissist can't hurt us no matter what they say. Their goal is to be the reason we suffer in any way they can, whether that's by affecting our sense of well-being, our finances, our health, or anything else. This is only one of many reasons why narcissists must be permanently excluded from your life. To stop being harmed by a narcissist, cut off all ties to your heart and soul. They will be powerless to affect your decisions. The narcissist's emotional deprivation is quite real. To put it simply, it's a form of torture in which the subject is manipulated and controlled until they give up. It is harmful to both our psychological and physical well-being. Whenever the narcissist plays with our feelings, it is up to us to decide if we wish to participate. We get to decide this for ourselves. Hope you can swiftly regain control and break free from their manipulation once you discover you've been playing their game. I suppose we've reached the end of the video for today. All things considered, I hope you found this video informative. In case you have thoughts or experiences related to this topic, please share them with us in the comment section.